Dad played Colonel Pickering, Dad Colonel Pickering in My Fair Lady at the Lincoln Community Playhouse, the old building on 18th and K, those squeaky boards. And Dad wasn't a singer and he knew it. Mom was in the chorus, but Dad was the main player. And so he would run around the house and sing the song and sing, "You did it, you did it, you did it," because he was so worried about getting that piece right. And when he finally hit the stage, it was magic. But the image of our dad, a heavy man, running around the house proclaiming, "You did it," really was the story of his life. When it was mentioned that my parents married twice, I'm wearing both rings. It's special. HBR was our call on sunny Sunday mornings in the summer. Back then, Unitarians didn't have church in the summer. We used to kid that we were very high church and went to, like the Episcopalian church and got our religion on. But we really didn't. Dad and I went horseback riding. We'd go out to Pioneers Park back when they had rental horses, and we'd get those horses, and they were always named like Smokey or Snowball or Buck. And Dad knew everything about horses because he'd been in the horse cavalry in World War II. At least that's what he said. One day he had an unplanned dismount and landed on his back and knocked the wind out of him and knocked him out for a little while. As soon as he could get back up, he came over to his frightened horse and apologized for scaring him. He walked all the way back to that old rent barn talking to that horse, explaining it wasn't his fault, that he was just being a horse. I got a peek into Dad's gentle, loving nature that day. He could make a friend out of anyone. He gave me that legacy for life. Unfortunately, he also gave me the love of horses for the rest of my life. One of the people that I had been training for is sitting right there. Dickeson Erratic Airlines Diversified. If you can get that acronym, you know what I'm talking about. Dad always had access to a small plane, whether it was in a partnership or usually it was in partnership with someone. He loved to fly. He learned to fly in World War II, really, and had, at one time, considered becoming a commercial pilot instead of an attorney. And Dad was never one to waste any runway space. He landed on the numbers every time. Coming into the Lincoln Airport years ago, on the approach to the runway, there'd be a barn, a farmhouse, some corn, some cattle, and a farmer. I swear there were times that farmer's life was in danger. You could almost read the seed company name on his hat. Upon stopping the plane, Dad would open the door, stick his foot out, touch the ground, and proclaim, "Cheated death again." This was the model of the fictional airline, Dickeson Erratic Airlines Diversified. As a teenager, he paid for my flight lessons, and I fell in love with flying myself. I've kind of an interesting story about Mom. I spent my 24th birthday with Mom. I'm 25 now. She was living in Minnesota near the Twin Cities, and that was my home base when I went to college in West Virginia. Soon afterwards, she moved back home to Lincoln and went to nursing school. I had always admired my great-grandmother's diamond ring. So Mom and I went to the bank and got it out of the safe deposit box. That was my birthday gift, and I wear it even today. I bought myself a present, too. An alabaster pot pipe and some pot. Now, Mom was really open-minded and wanted to try it with me, but she wasn't sure she could inhale because she'd never smoked. I said, neither have I, so let's just try it. That evening, in the silent, still winter house, I charged up that pipe so she could inhale without effort. It was really hard. It was so quiet. The only sound was the furnace. Suddenly, Mom proclaimed a fifth. The furnace is playing a perfect fifth. I chuckled quietly to myself. Not too long later, Mom said, a third. It's added a third. I knew I had her. Years later, she said it never happened, but I remember it like it was yesterday. As a young girl, I had a best friend. She could be grouchy and pick on me, and she's always complaining. One day, while out playing, pretending to be horses, I really took it personally and started to cry. Mama's girl, baby. I went in howling to Mom. She's picking on me. I never want to play with her again. She's so mean. Mom stroked my back and calmed my tears. Then she told me, you don't ever have to play with her again. But you know her mom picks on her. Her mom puts her down all the time, and that's why she does it to you. Mom taught me how to walk around in someone else's shoes that day, and I will never forget it. Minutes later, I was out playing with my best friend again. We are still friends and have been for many years. Thank you.
Sorry for not dancing along to that one.
Dancing in my head.
Pat loved musicals, and especially musicals with Gene Kelly. One of her all-time favorites was Singing in the Rain, and she had the wonderful opportunity to sing it with her daughters and daughter-in-law Linda on her 93rd birthday just a few weeks ago. With all of these wonderful memories in mind, today we close with the words of John Hall Wheelock, chosen for us by Charles Stephen. The Eden we dream of, the Eden that lies before us, the unattainable dream soon lies behind. Eden is always yesterday of tomorrow. There is no way now but back to the past. The past has become paradise. And there they dwell, those ineffable presences, safe beyond time, rescued from death and change. Though all be taken, they only shall not be taken, immortal, unaging, unaltered, faithful yet to that lost dream world they inhabit. Truly, to me they now may come no more, but to them in reverie and remembrance still may return. In me they still live on. In me they shall gave their being till we together darken in the great memory. Dear eyes of delight, dear youthful tresses, foreheads furrowed with age, dear hands of love and care, lying awake at dawn, I remember them. With a love that is almost joy, I remember them. Lost and all mine forever. And from Marcus Aurelius, do not despise death, but be well content with it, since this too is one of those things that nature wills. For such it is, to be and to grow old, to increase and to reach maturity, and to experience all the other natural operation which the seasons of life bring. Such is death. This then is consistent with the character of a reflecting person, to be neither careless nor impatient nor contemptuous with respect to death, but to wait for it as one of the processes of nature. And now, the love you cannot give to one, the many cry for. The sympathy you can no longer give your friend, the friendless call for. And in healing world's woes, your own will find a cure. For only the duties of the heart can truly console the heart. Please join the family in the gallery for fellowship today and go in peace. Amen.